What's up guys, Boss Sniper Beavetto bringing you another Dark Souls 3 boss guide. This is the Curse-Rotted Greatwood, and I'm going to show you running to the boss fight, avoiding all the enemies and then eventually beating it. Quite a low level character here, it's only level 31. I'll show you the stats in a second. I'm going to be predominantly using fireballs, although this character isn't really set up for pyromancies. I found it much easier to use range attacks against it rather than taking it on face to face. As you can see, there's not much really in intelligence or faith. Now when you go in here, the boss is going to pretty much ignore you. You can go around and take out a few of the mobs. Got a Uji-Katana. Try and take out a few of these guys as they become hostile. It's only when you get quite a bit closer that the boss will actually start paying you any attention. Okay, so the boss is active now, so predominantly from this point I'm not going to put a great deal of attention onto the mobs. If you keep moving around and keep active, the boss will inevitably take out some of the mobs for you. Now, there between his legs was a set of eggs in what looks like to be in front of his stomach. That's the place where you're going to do him some harm, so having cleared a bit of a path for yourself, and start trying to put some focus onto that area. So with some fireballs, wait for the stomp to finish, then try and get a few clean hits in. If you land one over to the side, as you just saw, it isn't going to do any damage, so it's worth setting up properly, taking your time. The targeting area seems to be somewhere in the centre of him rather than on the eggs themselves, so it can just take a second just to get into the right position. But here, as you see, we line the target up behind the eggs, throw the fireball, and as you can see, it does a fairly minimal amount of damage. What's going to happen is, on about the 4th or 5th hit, suddenly there'll be a big jump in the amount of damage done. Clearly you'd run out of fireballs if you had to take out the whole health bar, just taking off 100 at a time. So by this point of the fight, I'm paying very little attention at all to the mobs who are running around. They're really not a great threat to you in this fight. If you get the opportunity, you can pick one of them off, but I didn't really bother too much, to be honest. Problem with this boss, as you can see, when he does hit you, he hits you pretty hard, but he gives you plenty of opportunity to heal up, particularly in this early phase. So unfortunately missed again with the fireball. Looked like an opportunity, but he did an attack and rolled out the way, so we'll miss with that one again. And here we are, suddenly the health bar jumps down quite a lot at this point, and as you can see, the eggs have actually disappeared on the boss. Now he's going to do his sitting down attack, which breaks the floor, and from this point on there's no more mobs to worry about. Now Greatwood has now got different attacks in the form of this arm, but now he also has extra places which will take damage. He's got some eggs around the back here, like you can see, and the arm itself will take damage too. So in this phase we've got a few more things to be aiming at. I'm still using the fireballs at this stage. Using Ashenista Floss just to refresh those. Again, not doing him a huge amount of damage with these fireballs, but then his attacks aren't particularly threatening either, so I found it to be quite a good way of dealing with him. I found this boss to be quite hard to melee. It seemed to be difficult to get a particularly good read on precisely where he was and see that his attack's coming just because he's so big. Much easier to stay back where you can get a perspective on where his arms are moving. As with the first set of eggs, having done a certain amount of damage to these ones, they will disappear and he will take a big chunk of health. Very good. So one final set of eggs to go. At this point I've chosen to restore the ember because I was running out of Estus flasks. Just a timely boost to the health as well. Points out that the Knight shield also has 100% physical guard, so I'm holding it up all the time just to try and take some of the sting out of his attacks. As you saw, that last fireball hit his arm rather than the eggs, so he took some damage from that. As soon as we've taken out this last set of eggs, then we'll move into the final phase of the battle. Okay, there you go. Last big chunk of health comes down. Now from this point on, really just got to score such hits as you can. I think at this stage now some of his limbs will take damage, particularly this hand here which has got an egg on it, so I've just got Major Katana out. I'm kiting him round, I'm waiting for him to commit to an attack. Sneaking an extra little hit there. He's committed to an attack on the front now, and I can sneak in, and again another big chunk of health because the eggs have been destroyed. Looking for areas of him which have got the eggs on, or targeting that pale arm which comes out the front of him, the places to attack this boss. One more hit on the arm should do it. Patiently trying to pick my moment. There we go. Down he goes. I hope that was helpful, guys. If this has been any use, please do like the videos. See you next time.